All right, y'all. Today we're gonna be right to Sean Kingston. Where are they now? Tragic downfall of his career. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. If there's any videos you guys want to see me react to, make sure you drop it down in the comment. You already know what it is. Let's get into the video. Boom.
A little over a decade ago, there was a time where Sean Kingston ruled the summer airwaves with big-time singles like Beautiful Girls, Take You There, and his Justin Bieber collaboration, Eenie Meenie. This Miami-born singer of Jamaican heritage broke through into the industry with the help of MySpace and became one of the first musicians to capitalize on having a significant online presence. His ability to craft dance-friendly melodies in the genres of dancehall, R&B, and hip-hop went largely unmatched for years, but upon entering the 2010s of Kingston's career, would begin to cool down. Then in 2011 came a near-death experience that shifted his priorities, leading him to take a step back from the industry. Today, Sean Kingston is finally gearing up to release his first album in nearly 10 years. Want to find out what's brought him back? Then keep watching our newest episode of Where Are They Now?
They always somewhere. And y'all remember, like, I'm gonna be always reacting to, like, where are they now? So if there's anybody y'all want me to look up personally, like, I will. So you, like I said, just drop it down in the comment. Your boy got you.
Sean Kingston was born Kashawn Anderson on February 3rd, 1990 in Miami, Florida. When Sean was 6, his parents packed up all their belongings and moved the family to Kingston, Jamaica. But they didn't exactly end up living the perfect island paradise type of life. At the age of only 11, Sean was charged with the crime of breaking and entering, and that was just the start. Over the next few years of his life, he'd spend 21 days in jail and be court-ordered to attend boot camp, and eventually he'd wind up living in a car all by his lonesome after his mother was arrested on charges of identity fraud. With a reputation like that, you'd think that life may have turned out differently for Sean than it has. But here's the thing, my man was always able to write killer hooks, and this ability led him to pursuing Miami's talent show circuit, where he'd meet other performers like Pitbull, Ludacris, and Trick Daddy. Eventually, record producer J.R. Rodham caught wind of his demo tape and signed the young star to his Beluga Heights label. From there, the major labels caught wind of his talent and created a full-scale bidding war that the Sony imprint Epic eventually won. They introduced their newest artist in 2007 with his first official single, Colors, featuring The Game and Rick Ross. And you know what's the crazy part? At this point in his life, Sean Kingston was only still 16 years old, and he was about to get even more famous because his second single, one that used the sample of Benny King,
that nigga look like he about to eat the mic,
Stand By Me, would turn Kingston into a household name. That track being Beautiful Girls. You know that song that goes, man, attractive women make me want to kill myself. Yeah, that one. Bang.
We got that right, bro. It was like we just knew. The whole room was like, yo, this is smash.
As the breakthrough single off his debut self-titled studio album, Beautiful Girls, helped Kingston claim the 6th spot on the Billboard 200, which is a pretty spectacular achievement for a first-time record. Unfortunately, Kingston wasn't exactly able to recapture lightning in a bottle with his second album, Tomorrow. Singles like Fire Burning and Face Dropped helped sell units, but for comparison's sake, Kingston's sophomore album peaked at the 37th spot on the Billboard 200, which is obviously a far cry away from the top 10. Then, in 2011, things got even worse. While out enjoying himself on open water in May of 2011 in Miami, Florida, Kingston was involved in a horrific jet ski accident that nearly took his life. While traveling at around 35 miles per hour, he miscalculated how high the tide was, which resulted in both he and his female passenger being thrown from the vehicle. Kingston would wind up colliding with a nearby bridge and be rushed to hospital in critical condition.
Kingston and his female passenger both ended up in the water.
We don't know if it was a direct hit or if it was a glancing blow. They did collide with the bridge and they ended up in the water.
Kingston.
And he hit the bridge, nigga, and what? Nigga, and you're still alive, nigga, you're blessed. Nigga, you are fucking blessed, cause a lot of people just don't make it.
His condition
like
was
that.
dire. After 11 days, it finally seemed like he was getting better, but then he felt a pain in his chest, and it turns out he had a torn aorta and had to have emergency heart surgery. After the successful operation, Kingston was told by his doctor that many people don't survive that type of procedure he underwent, and that he must have a guardian angel watching out for him. As one might expect, this event had long-lasting effects in Kingston's life. On one hand, it kicked off a series of death rumors about the artist that had continued to persist to this day, with many people seemingly undergoing some type of Mandela effect where they believe that he did indeed die that day. I promise you he didn't.
People don't know that. That's why it was a rumor that I died, is because it really was like...
You died twice?
Twice in the house, yeah. I had open heart surgery and everything, man. What time?
This near-death experience also made Kingston stand up and take stock of his career. He scrapped his original plans for his third studio album and wound up creating a record called Back to Life, which dropped in 2013. But if I'm being honest, this album barely moved the needle upon release. I mean, maybe there was still some holdover from the Mandela effect thing, but people just simply didn't seem to even know that this project existed. After the disappointment of his third studio album and still dealing with the after effects of his accident, Kingston took a big step back from the music scene following 2013. Outside of a couple guest spots, Kingston wouldn't make another song that was wholly his own until 2016. At which point, he would continue to sporadically release singles here and there, with titles like One Away, Chance, and All I Got. But as much as the accident threw a monkey wrench into his life, Kingston also recognizes that it may have been somewhat of a blessing in disguise. Having come so close to losing his life taught Kingston to count his blessings and to keep God present.
Now, why the hell they got these motherfuckers looking like this in the background? I'm pretty sure that's Biggie. That gotta be Eminem. I don't know who that is. That gotta be Tupac. I'm guessing that's... Who is that? Bro, who is that? Oh, she changed the picture. Oh, okay, it is Jay-Z. Okay, I thought I had the name wrong. Just should have went with my gut. And that might be Snoop Dogg in the background, but why they got him looking like that? And Eminem, he the only one, his character the only one that actually looked fire for real. Who is this? They not
at all times. So even if he was going through a bit of a down period afterwards, Kingston knew that if he kept at it, things would eventually work out.
I have a great relationship with God, and I felt like, you know, I owe him a lot. For him to give me a second chance back at life, back to doing what I love to do, back to music and back in this industry, back, you know what I'm saying? Everything it starts with the word back, so I feel like it's only right, back to life.
After spending a considerable amount of time writing for other artists like Chris Brown and Lil Mosey, while also trying to get out of his deal with Epic, Kingston would wind up having to buy himself out of the contract so that he would have total and complete control over his music. Now he's teamed up with Empire Records to release his first studio album since 2013. That's right, today Sean is hard at work on his big comeback album. This beauty is going to have total and complete control over his music.
Did they say Empire?
Now he's teamed up with Empire.
Yeah, he did say Empire Records. That's X, he died from them. Dolph. There was a few other people, but
Records to release his first studio album.
Be safe, my boy.
That's right. Today, Sean is hard at work on his big comeback album. This beauty is going to be titled Deliverance, and it's slated to drop sometime before the end of this year. In preparation for the album's release, Kingston has released a series of...
And what? This video was just... Okay, so say he making a comeback. It better be fire.
All of which are slated to appear on the album, including Love is Wonderful with Travis Barker and Darkest Times with G Herbo. That latter track in particular was inspired by the series of difficulties that Kingston was experiencing
I'm glad you back,
over the last
my boy.
few years. Difficulties that include more than just the jet ski incident. A few months ago, the Beautiful Girls singer made headlines by appearing on the Angela Lee podcast Lip Service and letting everybody in on the details of his sex life. Turns out, not only does he have an entire lineup of starters that he keeps in rotation, but he's basically got a 5-member bench as well. Yes, this man has a full roster. To each his own.
I got 10 girls that I keep
rotation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 10? That's a lot. Local or like across the country?
That's over the years. No, I'm talking about in general. But that's not bad though. If you talk about, and these girls know me for like 2-3 years, you feel me?
But I think the part that really got people talking was when Kingston admitted that protection is more or less the furthest thing from his mind.
He talk about they knew him for 2 or 3 years, like that's supposed to mean something. I understand you got money, but you don't need 10 girls. You don't need 10 girlfriends.
When it comes time to romance. More recently, Kingston has made the news for getting into a violent altercation
he probably gonna
with a
swallow.
music video director who had been staying with him at his home in Los Angeles. The director works under the handle Godlike, and he says that after 3 months of working closely with Kingston, Sean randomly flew off the handle and assaulted him. Apparently, Sean cornered the guy around 2 a.m. one night and demanded that he film something. The director had something of a mental lapse and couldn't remember the name of an app that he needed to transfer some files to, which is what reportedly sent Kingston into an absolute rage. The director says that Kingston then allegedly punched him in the face and dragged him down a hallway and pulled out a gun before telling him to pack up and leave. Needless to say, he did exactly that. Only he stopped at a police station on his way out of town and filed a report, including photo evidence of his battered face.
Nigga, that's it? It looked like you was squeezing pimples or something. It don't even look like a bruise for real. I'm gonna just be real with you.
So what exactly is going on here? I'll be honest, the story is a little suspect. I mean, either that or Kingston has some major anger and impulse control issues. A rep from Kingston has, of course, denied all of these claims.
Yeah, because you're playing with that money.
Proven in due time. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for the potential of a new Sean Kingston album dropping very soon? Please be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Clyde, and I'll see you guys in another video.
Okay. Bye, Clyde. Who was these? Forget them. I'm actually ready. I want to see what Sean Kingston got for us, because you know it's been a minute, and yeah, he fell off pretty fucking bad, especially after you know he got into an accident. But he blessed to be alive, my boy. But that's it for this video. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. If there's any videos you guys want to see me react to, make sure you drop down in the comment. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.